Hey, what's up guys, Dhruval here back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful manipulation. So let's get started. So as you guys can see here, I have this image already open in Photoshop. This is my base image and this is the model image. Both images are from DeviantArt and the link is in the description. But there is a problem. This is my really old file, so I don't have link for this brushes and images of these bats, so I'm sorry, I won't be able to help that, and I don't have that right now. So this hair part I will have to skip it, but we can do the rest and the color correction stuff and some really cool tricks. So this image is already open here and download link is in the description, and this is my model image. So as you guys can see, I have this image already masked out, and if you don't know how to mask this image, why are you watching a manipulation tutorial? Go and learn masking. But if you are a jackass like me and if you want to follow anyway, there is a quick selection tool and you can use it to mask her out. It should not be very difficult. So she is already here waiting for someone, holding a really giant rose. I don't know why. So let's put her here. So that looks really fine. So already the composition is really good. I scaled her down from the original size, and this moon here fits very well. So that's that, and now let's start with the color correction part. So I'm gonna create a new gradient map, and in the gradient map I'm gonna select the photographic toning. So if you don't have this type of tones, just head over here and select photographic toning and you will have all the gradients. So there's that, and now I have to find a gradient called sepia cyan because this is the one that I used. So this already looks pretty okay, like in my mind, not right now. So what you have to do is put this layer on hard light mode, so that looks okay, and then make your opacity 0 and then come back till you find it okay. Concentrate only on her dress because that is the place where we're gonna use this gradient. So her dress looks fine at like around 50%, so that's good. Now right click on your gradient map and select create a clipping mask, or you can directly click here. So it will affect only and only the model. As you can see, your background is untouched, but there is a problem. When we apply the gradient, her face is totally blown out. So what you can do is select the mask, grab a brush tool, make sure the hardness is 0, and then paint over her face so we can get rid of all that color. So that looks fine. Just take your time and make it okay. So her dress looks really nice and a bit of a spooky look that I wanted. So let's go back, and if you are new to this channel, I have this method I use, like my original file, to help myself since there are so many layers, so to make sure that I don't screw up any step. So that is the gradient step. And the hair, now it is really simple method. I just sample this color and apply a hairbrush, but I don't have that brush right now, so I can't help you. But I promise you, when I will find the links to that particular brush, I will do a separate tutorial on that. So that should do it. So it's just a bunch of brush with the color of her hair, nothing very difficult. So now another step is a gradient to hide all these details. Like, I don't want to remove that totally, but just a little bit of them. So for that, you create a new blank layer and make sure you have selected your gradient tool, and then in the gradient there is a foreground to transparent color, and the foreground color is black. You can change it from here if you want. So once that is done, you hold down your shift key and then you throw a gradient something like this, which is way too much. So what to do is press Ctrl T, and now I'm gonna scale it a bit, something like that. Now it's super dark and we can't see anything, but you can do one thing: decrease the opacity, the most powerful tool which I like to use. So at 50% it looks fine, not as good as the original one obviously because that one took a lot of time, but we are close this time. So then the other step, to add this glow into the moon. So what you do is you create a new blank layer, you grab a brush tool and make sure you have selected a round brush, and then you make your foreground color white and make the brush big, slightly smaller than the moon, something like this, and make sure hardness is 0, and then you just click bunch of time here, something like this, so you have that glowing bulb, and make it a little big, and again, and then you change the blend mode to screen so we can have better blending, and then you go to 0 and then come back in opacity until you find the glow satisfying. So this looks okay. Make sure that it's not so glowing that it distracts someone, so keep that in mind. And after that, the color balance to give the overall that spooky night feeling. So to create this, you go back and you create a new adjustment layer for color balance, and in the color balance, let's start with the shadows. So let's go back and see what numbers we have. So it's -7 and +4. So I'm gonna go to my shadows and I'm gonna make it -7, and then I'm gonna make it +4, so we can have that bluish feeling. And now the midtones, so midtones are -27 and +9, so let's make it -27 or 28, doesn't matter, and +9, so we can have that blue feeling overall image. Damn it, I should just type it. So let's go back, and the highlights, they're -13 and -22. So as you can see here, I have like yellowish color, so we can have that split toning feeling. So -13 and -22. So let's go to highlights, -13 and -22. So as you can see here, till here we are going really great, and we almost nailed it. So as you can see here, it is a bit stronger than the original, or I don't know why I just went with the same numbers, but we can do one thing, decrease the opacity so we can blend it better and make it more like the original one. So this is working like really nice, so that's cool. And after that, the sharpness layer. So to create that, it's my favorite method. You create a new blank layer and then you press Ctrl Alt Shift and E, and so it creates a JPG inside Photoshop. And then you go to filter, other, and select high pass. And in the high pass, since it's a low resolution image, don't apply too much, maybe 1.2 should do it. So hit OK, and then put this layer on soft light or hard light. Hard light will make it even stronger. So if I zoom in, you can see here it brings back those details. See, that works really great. And after that, let's go back and see the next step, and that is curves. So let's go to curves and see the red one. Okay, so let's go back and create another adjustment layer of curves. So where are you? Here. So let's start with the red, and I will add some bit of a magenta. Okay, what's the opposite of red? Cyan color, sorry, a bit of a cyan, nothing in green. And let's go to blue. So I'm gonna add some blue. I'm not even looking at that anymore, I'm done with that. So a bit of a yellow. So this is super strong, so I will have to decrease the blue a little bit so we don't overdo it, and also the yellow. So this looks really nice. And if you think the effect is too strong for your taste, you can always decrease the opacity, and I think I always do that, I don't know why. So maybe I just like working this way, or I don't know, but I always have to decrease the opacity whenever I work with it. So now the overall that glow feeling on her and the moon, so we can pretend like show the light is coming from the moon. So just like the last step, create a new layer, press Ctrl Alt Shift E, so it creates a JPG, and then put it on screen blend mode, so it will make it everything else like brighter, everything. So apply a layer mask, and I'm gonna press Ctrl I, so it will hide everything. And then I'm gonna select my brush tool and paint only over this area, something like this. So right now it looks ridiculous, I know, but don't worry about that. Let's go to 0 and come back with like 20, 25. So as you can see here, that gives that glowing like light effect, and that looks pretty cool. So till now we are going good, and then we are like almost done. This is gonna be a small tutorial compared to others. So this is a normal blue layer, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna copy this color. This is for overall toning, nothing else. So you create a blank layer, and I'm gonna fill in this blue color. If you want the code is, let's put it here, 2E, 3E and 63. So this is the code if you are wondering. And I'm gonna put in soft light so we can have that blue dark feeling. And then I'm gonna go to 0 and bring back maybe like 30%. So that looks fine. And let's go back to this layer and oops, put it on soft light and decrease to maybe 30%. So, and after that, the final step for vibrance. So let's go back and apply a vibrance layer. This is not necessary if you think it's colorful enough, dark enough, so you can skip this step, or you can apply for more contrasty feeling. So let's make it 100% and then decrease the opacity. That looks okay. So we started from here and now we are here. So that's pretty amazing. With some tricks you can do it too. And we forgot the bats, didn't we? Yes, the bats are here. So let's bring in the bats. So I'm just gonna throw the bats here and then put it here. So where are the bats? Here. So why can't we see that? Oops, put it on top. And so if you're wondering, these are just the regular bat images that I found on Google, and they used to look something like this. So what I did, just I applied a color overlay of black color, something like this, as you can see here, with 100% opacity. So we have only silhouettes, and that gives that spooky feeling. So I think we are done here, and sorry I don't have those hairbrush, so I can't explain that. So I hope you learned something, and if you like the tutorial, feel free to smash that like button or comment if you like it, or if you have any question or suggestions, feel free to comment, or if you are not a subscriber, you can subscribe for future updates. Also check out this other tutorials by Tutorials Junction. So till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.